Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Naresh Mago with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to name 21 islands of Andaman and Nicobar after Param Vir Chakra awardees tomorrow. President Droupadi Murmu to confer Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Puraskar on 11 children in New Delhi tomorrow. Egyptian President Abdel, Fattah El-Sisi to be chief guest at India's Republic Day celebrations on 26th January. China says COVID outbreak has infected 80% of its population. Ruling Labour Party leader Chris Hipkins to be new Prime Minister of New Zealand, and India to take on New Zealand in playoff for quarterfinals of FIH Men's Hockey World Cup in Bhubaneswar this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will name 21 islands of Andaman and Nicobar after Param Vir Chakra awardees tomorrow at 11 a.m. through video conferencing. The government had declared the 23rd of January as Parakram Divas to celebrate the birthday of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. The largest unnamed island will be named after the first Param Vir Chakra awardee, the second largest island after the second Param Vir Chakra awardee, and so on. These islands have been named after the 21 Param Vir Chakra awardees, including Major Somnath Sharma, Nayak Jadunath Singh, Company Havildar Major Piru Singh, Lance Nayak Albert Eka, Major Ramaswamy Parameshwaran, Captain Vikram Batra, and Lieutenant Manoj Kumar Pandey. This step will be an everlasting tribute to the country's heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice to protect the sovereignty and integrity of the nation. During the program, Mr. Modi will also unveil the model of the National Memorial dedicated to Netaji to be built on Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Dweep. President Droupadi Murmu will confer the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Puraskar on 11 children at an award ceremony in New Delhi tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Puraskar awardees on the 24th of January. Minister of Women and Child Development Smriti Irani will also interact with the children and congratulate them for their exemplary performances in their respective categories on the same day. The government confers the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Puraskar award to children for their exceptional achievements. The awards are conferred upon children in the age group of 5 to 18 years for their excellence in 6 categories. 23 tableaus from 17 states and union territories and 6 from various ministries and departments will participate in the Republic Day parade this year at Kartavya Path in New Delhi. These tableaus will depict the nation's rich cultural heritage, economic and social progress, and strong internal and external security. Briefing the media in New Delhi, Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Defence, Nampibo Marinmai, said the theme of this year's tableaus are mainly based on Nari Shakti.
Common theme of the tableau is Nari Shakti, but there is some freedom that they can select other themes also, basing on environment, basing on food, and basing on accommodation and other livelihood. So this is the theme. And total tableau, this time we selected 23 tableau. Out of 23, 17 is from Union Territory and states.
The nation will celebrate its 74th Republic Day on the 26th of January. Display of the growing stature of women, Nari Shakti, in the armed forces will be one of the key highlights of the Republic Day parade this year. The Indian Navy and Indian Air Force marching contingents will be led by women officers during the parade. The Indian Air Force marching contingent will be led by Squadron Leader Sindhu Reddy. Talking to AIR News, Sindhu Reddy said that leading the marching contingent on the Kartavya Path is really a proud moment for her.
मानसिक गतिविधि को लीड करना कर्तव्य पथ से पहली बार, shouldering a lot of responsibility from the Air Force as well. But I take this opportunity for myself and as well as for Air Force. And anything that you want to be, Air Force has its door open. If there is anything that you dream of, don't look back.
Likewise, Indian Air Force and Indian Navy marching contingent of 144 young sailors will also be led by a woman officer, Lieutenant Commander Disha Amrit. Talking to AIR News, Disha Amrit said, "Leading the marching contingent of the Indian Navy is a lifetime opportunity and it was her childhood dream."
मेरा बचपन का सपना था एनसीसी कैडेट इन जूनियर में, तो उस टाइम पे मैंने डिसाइड कर लिया था कि मैं एक दिन यहाँ पे कंटिजेंट लीड करूंगी एज एन ऑफिसर, तो एनी डिफेंस फोर्सेस दैट मैटर। इट वाज माय फादर्स ड्रीम व्हेन ही वाज अ चाइल्ड टू गेट इन टच विद द फोर्सेस। आई जॉइंड एनसीसी, सो दैट इज व्हेन आई डिसाइडेड दैट आई वुड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ द आर्म्ड फोर्सेस वन डे एंड आई विल बी इन यूनिफॉर्म वन डे।
President of Egypt, Abdel Fattah El-Sisi, will pay a state visit to India from the 24th to the 26th of this month. President El-Sisi will be the chief guest at India's 74th Republic Day. He will be accompanied by a high-level delegation, including 5 ministers and senior officials. This is for the first time that the President of Egypt has been invited as chief guest at India's Republic Day celebrations. A military contingent from the Egyptian army will also participate in the Republic Day parade. India and Egypt are celebrating 75 years of establishment of diplomatic relations this year. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with the people of the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio at 11 a.m. on the 29th of this month. It will be the 97th episode of the monthly radio program. The Prime Minister has invited people to share their ideas on topics he should address in the coming episode of Mann Ki Baat. People can share their views in the Namo app or MyGov open forum. They can also dial the toll-free number 1-800-11-7800 and record their message for the Prime Minister in Hindi or English. The phone lines will remain open till the 27th of this month. People can also give a missed call on 1922 and follow the link received in SMS to directly give their suggestions to the Prime Minister. The Indian Navy is set to commission the 5th Kalvari class submarine Vagir tomorrow. The submarine, built in India by Mumbai's Mazagaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited in collaboration with France-based Messrs Naval Group, will be commissioned by Chief of the Naval Staff Admiral R. Harikumar. According to an official press release, Vagir has the distinction of having the lowest build time among all indigenously manufactured submarines to date. Vagir will boost Indian Navy's capabilities as it is capable of undertaking diverse missions including anti-surface warfare, anti-submarine warfare, intelligence gathering, mine laying and surveillance missions. Vagir is named after sand shark, which represents stealth and fearlessness, two qualities that are synonymous with the ethos of a submariner. The first Business 20 meet as part of India's G20 presidency is taking place at Gandhinagar from today. Nearly 600 delegates from India and abroad are taking part in the B20 India meet, which will be formally inaugurated at Gandhinagar tomorrow. A report from our correspondent.
The Gujarat government has organized a series of programs to welcome international delegates to the stage. To introduce the G20 delegates to the journey and principles of Mahatma Gandhi, they will be taken to Dandi Kutir, a museum in Gandhinagar dedicated to the life of Mahatma Gandhi. The cultural bonanza has also been organized today evening, where the delegates will get to experience Gujarat's traditional dance forms such as Garba, Dangi tribal dance and Mishra Ras, which will be followed by dinner hosted by Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel. Briefing media in Gandhinagar today, Principal Secretary of Finance Department Mona Khandar said the meet will be centered on various international issues such as financial inclusion and climate action.
G20 की प्रायोरिटी है जो इंडिया ने सेट की है, जिसमें ग्रीन डेवलपमेंट, फाइनेंस एंड लाइफ, accelerated inclusive and resilient growth, accelerating progress on sustainable development goals, technological transformation and digital public infrastructure, multilateral institutions for the 21st century and women-led development, ये मुख्य है.
Aparna Khun, AR News, Ahmedabad.
The state executive meeting of Uttar Pradesh BJP began today in Lucknow. Addressing the inaugural session, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath appealed to the BJP workers to get ready for the upcoming local body and general elections. He also asked them to get involved in the events related to G20. Mr. Adityanath said G20 events are an opportunity for the party workers so that they can show great hospitality to the delegates of G20 countries who will be visiting in the coming months. In Uttarakhand, relief and rescue operations are underway on a war footing at Joshimath. 274 affected families have been shifted temporarily to safer places. The process of demolishing unsafe buildings and hotels is also going on. Till now, cracks have been found in at least 863 buildings. Administration has given 3.62 crore rupees as a contingency amount to the disaster-affected people. India Meteorological Department has said that due to intense western disturbances, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand are likely to receive moderate rainfall and snowfall in the next 2 to 3 days. It has also predicted light to moderate rainfall accompanied by thunderstorm activity over Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, North Rajasthan and West Uttar Pradesh from the 23rd to the 26th of January. As per the IMD, the national capital is also likely to get light to moderate rainfall from the 24th to the 27th of January. Senior PRO of Northern Railway, R.K. Rana, has informed that 13 trains are running late due to fog.
आज कोहरे के कारण 13 रेलगाड़ियां विलंब से चल रही हैं। मेरा रेल यात्रियों से अनुरोध है कि घर से प्रस्थान करने से पूर्व 139 NTS पर संपर्क करें ताकि आपको किसी प्रकार की असुविधा न हो। हमेशा फुटओवर ब्रिज का प्रयोग करें, रेलवे ट्रैक क्रॉस न करें और रेलवे लाइन पर सेल्फी प्वाइंट न बनाएं। सतर्क रहें, सुरक्षित रहें।
In China, 80% of the population has been infected by the COVID outbreak. Hence, the possibility of a big COVID-19 rebound in China over the next 2 to 3 months is remote. This was claimed by Chief Epidemiologist Wu Junyu at the China Center for Disease Control and Prevention on Weibo's social media platform. He said the pandemic may spread wildly and increase infections in a few areas due to people's mass movement during the ongoing Lunar New Year holiday season. New Zealand's ruling Labour Party has selected Mr. Chris Hipkins to replace Ms. Jacinda Ardern as its leader and the 41st Prime Minister of the country. Hipkins was the only nomination for the job, and his confirmation in a party meeting known as the Labour Caucus was largely a formality. His appointment to the top job followed the surprise resignation by Jacinda on Thursday. He will be sworn in as the Prime Minister on Wednesday. In the FIH Men's Hockey World Cup, India will face New Zealand for a quarter-final spot today in Bhubaneswar. More from our correspondent.
After the Saturday sabbatical at the end of the league phase of the 15th Hockey World Cup last Friday, 8 competing teams, including India, will clash for the quarterfinals beginning today. While Australia, Belgium, Netherlands and England have secured their berths to the quarterfinals as top teams in their respective pools, the remaining 4 slots will be filled in by the winners of the 4 crossover matches to be played in Bhubaneswar today and tomorrow. If India wins the crossover match to be played at 7 p.m. today, it will be poised against Belgium, the defending champion in the quarterfinals. Here is Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
The government has decided to suspend all activities of Wrestling Federation of India until the Oversight Committee is formally appointed and takes over the day-to-day activities of the organization. This includes the suspension of the ongoing ranking competition and the return of entry fee taken from the participants for any ongoing activity. The announcement follows a decision by the government to appoint an Oversight Committee which will take over the day-to-day activities of the WFI. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to name 21 islands of Andaman Nicobar after Param Vir Chakra awardees tomorrow. President Droupadi Murmu to confer Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Puraskar on 11 children in New Delhi tomorrow. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi to be chief guest at India's Republic Day celebrations on 26 January. China says COVID outbreak has infected 80% of its population. Ruling Labour Party leader Chris Hipkins to be new Prime Minister of New Zealand. and India to take on New Zealand in playoff for quarterfinals of FIH Men's Hockey World Cup in Bhubaneswar this evening. And with that, we end the midday news.